There's a specific kind of tired that sleep doesn't touch. You go to bed at a reasonable hour, you get 7 or 8 hours, and then you wake up feeling like you didn't rest at all. If that's been happening for months and you've started wondering what's wrong with you, this video is about that. Because there's a reason, and it isn't that you're getting old or you're not trying hard enough. So first, let's separate two things that get confused constantly. Physical tiredness is what happens when your body has done work. You've been on your feet, you've carried things, you've exercised. Sleep fixes that one. That's what sleep is for. The other kind is what happens when your mind has been working without stopping, managing, anticipating, monitoring, holding things together. And sleep doesn't fix that one because your body was never the thing that got depleted. That's why the advice you keep getting doesn't work. Go to bed earlier, take a nap, have a lie-in at the weekend, sleep late. All of it is a solution to the first problem. But what if you have the second one? So what is running you down? Probably mostly it's vigilance. The low-level monitoring that never quite switches off. Noticing whether someone's gone quiet, maybe tracking what still needs doing, anticipating what might go wrong so you can get ahead of it. Or reading the room, adjusting, smoothing. None of those look like work. Nobody would actually count them on a timesheet. But your nervous system doesn't care what counts as work. It just spends the energy. And here's the part people don't realize. That process runs at the same rate whether or not anything is actually wrong. A calm week and a difficult week can cost you nearly the same because the monitoring doesn't stop when things are fine. It just keeps checking that they still are. That's what's expensive, not the crises, the watching, which explains something that probably frustrates you. You take a proper break, a quiet weekend, a few days off, and you come back feeling not much different. That's because you rested your body while your mind stayed exactly where it was. You were on the sofa and you were still tracking, still anticipating Monday, still running the list. Rest only restores you if your system actually stands down. And a nervous system that's learned to stay alert doesn't stand down because you've changed location. It stands down when it gets the signal that it's safe to. Most of us never send that signal. We just stop moving and call it rest. So what does work? Not more sleep. You've probably tried that. I've done that. 3 things, and none of them are dramatic. 1 is completion, not just pausing. Your mind holds open anything it thinks is unfinished. Writing something down, deciding it's done for today, saying it out loud, that's what closes the loop. Stopping doesn't close it. Finishing does. Even if finishing just means not today. 2, recovery in the middle of the day, not saved up for the weekend. 2 or 3 minutes where nothing is being monitored, scrolling, because, that's still input. Sitting in the car before you go in, standing outside for the length of one slow breath cycle. Short and frequent beats, long and rare, because you're topping up rather than trying to repay a debt. 3, stop treating it as a character problem. This is the one that changes most. When you're this tired and you tell yourself you should be coping better, you've just added another thing to manage. Self-criticism costs capacity. It comes out of the same account. One honest note before I finish. Persistent exhaustion can have medical causes. Maybe your thyroid, iron, sleep apnea, and plenty of others. If this has been going on for months, please get the physical side checked. This isn't instead of that. But if you've had the tests and everything came back fine and you're still exhausted, that's usually this. It's not a fitness problem or a discipline problem. It's a capacity problem. And capacity, well, it can be rebuilt. Next week, I'm going to go into the emotional side of this specifically. Why it hits women in midlife the hardest and what's actually underneath it. And if you want to know which pattern is running underneath your own exhaustion, because overthinking isn't one thing, it's at least 6, and they exhaust you in different ways. There's a free 2-minute quiz linked below. You'll get a guide written for your particular pattern. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.